Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Today we will be coloring from Color in Heaven, Alice in Wonderland special. Welcome, everybody. Now, sometimes I'm off on Tuesday, sometimes I'm not. So I figured since I'm off from work today, that it would be a good idea for me to color something on camera. And this one is called, I think, Queen of Clubs. So as you guys can see, I have that there to hold it. Sometimes my Color in Heaven magazines, I don't know why they don't sometimes like to go down. So I have my sharpener, we have our pencils, we have our gel pens. So this one is from Eeva Nikunen. She is an independent artist. You can find her work on Etsy. But she was the artist that they featured in this one. So, so today we will be coloring her color here. So I like number 50, which is what? You know, I have a Google Translate button, but if anybody ever learns that, that's the Google Translate button. So if you ever want to find out what something is, you just go like this. You find out what the color is. Just go to your camera and it'll detect the language. They say these are German. So you have to take a photo of it. I don't know what they are, but eventually I'll find out what they are. So we'll go to here. I don't know what number these are, but I like these pencils. These are the Finding the Law School pencils, or I like these pencils, even though they weren't a lot of money. I do like the way they color. I'm going to make this mostly blue and green. And I did bring my color gel pens. Like, I don't go out and buy a lot of gel pens anymore because I found gel pens I really like, which are the color gel pen. It comes down to me. If you find a gel pen brand that you like and you can buy refills, that's all you really need is gel pens that you can find refills, because then you're not paying like $20 here, $20 there for pens. And this is called the Queen of Spades. Now, some people would say, well, I'm supposed to make the clubs black, but you can really make them any color you want to make them. So, you know, I don't really have set times when I come on and I stream. It's kind of a little too hard to do that, but I do let you guys know beforehand if I'm going to stream or if I plan to do it. So I think maybe, what is this, like my third stream this month? Maybe my fourth if you don't include the finished pages. I think, what did we do? A Tales from Atlantis this month, a Clara Makova live this month. No, sometimes I can narrow it down to 2 or 3, but today I have like 4 or 6 different ones that I wanted to do, and then I saw this one and I was like, let me look at this one. I haven't done one in a really long time. Now these are called Hepshing pencils is the brand, but they're also known as Finding the Lost Girl pencils. So they've advertised these as kids pencils, but I tell you, these for kid pencils, these are not like a kid's pencil at all. And they sharpen nicely and they work very nicely on a lot of papers. Show you that right now. They work beautifully. Hello to the one person in the chat. See, I just sharpened it with this little one. I don't even remember where I got this little pencil sharpener. Sometimes they do, sometimes some pictures do way too much hair. But this woman, she has a tremendous amount of style on her pictures. I think I may have done one picture, may have completed one picture in this book, but I have like 2 or 3 whips in this book, so. I am making progress in my Ivy book. It's just not as fast as I would like the progress to be, but it is so different. So anybody reading any good books today or anything? I must tell you that I am reading the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas, and I tell you, this is like the second book. I've only been reading it about 4 days, so I want to show you how much I've read of it. This is how thick this book is. It's like 800 pages, and I'm like at 360, 370 pages. So I'm almost halfway through the book already. I've only been reading about 3 or 4 days, so hopefully I can read a lot more today. Because today is like a rainy day here. It's pouring. It's really wet. And they opened up this new Indian restaurant. It used to be where a Chinese restaurant is, but everyone who's eaten there has said it's really good food. I'm thinking this is going to be blue. I already know I want to do green. I always know I want to do blue and green. I think the little one actually did a better job. I think this is actually here. If you look here, I think this is actually think this is Eva Nikunen, the artist, because you hear a thing about her. You know, they give you all these things if you become a member of their Facebook group. And no, I did not get the latest issue of my Color in Heaven magazine. It's been delayed. I don't know why I haven't gotten my Angels and Demons, because now the Mushroom book has come. You know, sometimes I get the books with no problem, but sometimes they get really, really delayed. I'm not sure if my book got lost in the mail or whatever. It's okay, because I have plenty of other things to color. It's just that book, I've seen some people do some beautiful work from that Angels and Demons book. So. Someone asked me, would I buy these budget-friendly pencils again? And I would go, yes. Absolutely, I would buy these again. Someone asked me, what are these the closest to? I would say these are good. You know what I would compare these to? A good budget-friendly version of the polychromos. Because the way they lay down is very much like a polychromos. The only thing that I can't do in these, because there's not a lot of skin tones, is blend the skin tone. So when you do the skin tone, you have to be use another brand, but that's okay. Most of us colorists have at least like 2 or 3 brands, and some colorists have brands that they just use for skin tone. Like for me, I have my Holbeins, my Prismas, my Black Widow skin tone. So those are the things that I prefer for my skin tones when I do skin, because I know how to color them. I know how to use them. So a lot of this is going to be blue and green. I find it for my thicker pencils, the Afmat works better, but for my thinner pencils, the Swordfish works better. So every pencil is different. You know, and everybody sharpens differently, uses their sharpeners different. But I saw a pencil sharpener, it was like $100 and something from Karen Dot. But when I saw how good it worked, I was like, that is like really a good sharpener. But I don't know if I would spend $100 on a hand crank, because I just think that's a little. Overpriced, and my birthday is coming up, guys, so I'll probably be posting my wish list if anybody wants to get me anything. My birthday is coming up on March 13th, so. So if anybody ever wants to get me anything. So that's my wish list above. I just put that up there. I may add it to the description later. That's a really nice brown. I think that brown because it's kind of like a reddish brown. Green. I'm going to make the clothes like a glittery green. Then we do a little pink. I also like sometimes to feature some of the newer stuff, but also the older stuff. A lot of you don't know this, but I don't always use my polychromos because they're kind of hard, like my luminance pencils. You know, and I still, because they added some new colors to the luminance, it's been like kind of hard to get the colors that you want in there. This is blue. So then we're going to do some skin tone. And this is always a fun thing to do with the skin tone. And then we'll do all the other stuff once we do all the skin tone. So now we're going to switch pencils. Now, I don't really like to use my high-end whites. I like to use my lower-end whites. Now, all you need is a white pencil. This doesn't have to be a fancy white pencil, but this is a white Crayola pencil. You'd be surprised by how many white Crayola pencils I go through with the kids when my nieces come over. So I do the white as a base color. Luckily for me, I have enough Prisma duplicates that I had to replace some Prismas today because some of my Prismas were down to like here. It's always like, it's annoying when your pencils get down to there because you're like, So that's my wish list if anybody wants to get me anything. Then we get ivory. Now this is a color pastel. The kids enjoyed these pastels so much last time. I'm surprised by how much they enjoyed the pastels. But then again, you know, what kids like bright, festive colors, I'm noticing. Yeah, I have a 50 set of color pastels. I got them mostly to be a duplicate to the whole lines. So it's kind of like, oh, those look nice. Those look nice. You know, like you start learning what you like. And then we take from my Black Widow. Sometimes you'll hear me go do a set in this. Be like, oh, I need that. I need that. Now this comes from the Monarch set of Black Widow, so then I go. And this is Candy from the Monarch set, and this is Monarch number 36. The only bad thing about the Black Widows is that you can't order them individually. I know the guy who makes them, who runs the Black Widow company, that he's trying to find a way to make them like how you can buy the Prismas and the Polychromos and, you know, the big budget sets where you just buy what colors you need rather than buying the whole set. But I still buy the whole set because they are very affordable. They're kind of like right in that range where if I run out of some pencils, it's okay because I can always buy more of them if need be. Getting some depth of color in there. This is Eggshell. Now, most people are going to tell you if you put the white down first on your colors, it's actually better. I go, now some people go dark to light. I've never been able to do dark to light. I always go light to dark because I can build up the layers faster and easier. So some people do a really good job from doing dark to light, but that's not the, it's just a different way. It's kind of like the inverse, but someone said, could you do dark skin with pencils with the Black Widows? Yes. And Prismas, yes. I'll tell you that to me, I think this, but some people will say no, they don't think this, but that they think that you could do a lot. To me, my favorite skin tones are the, you know, you can use Holbeins too for skin tones. And when I first got my very first set of Holbeins, which was a pastel set of 12, I got that from a lovely lady a few years ago when we were first doing the coloring channel to try out the Holbeins, and I loved them so much, then I bought a 50 set. And then eventually, because I had gotten some extra money in, I decided to buy the whole set from Amazon Japan. And I tell you, I love the Holbeins deeply, but very expensive. So, but they're lovely pencils. Like, you know, what you like about a Prisma, what you like about a Polychromos, those two pencils, it's like the best of both worlds without none of the issues. The thing I have an issue with the Polychromos with, and this is not to say they're bad pencils, that I don't really blend very well with Polychromos. I know some people blend tremendously well with them, but I have found that I have a hard time blending with them. They don't break, but they lay down really well, but I have problems blending them. Now the Prismas, skinny, thinny, but they break easily if you're not careful. So, hence that's why you should be careful when you have a thinner pencil as opposed to a thicker pencil. Now, what I like about the Prismas is that I can blend, I can layer, but you have to understand that the ink in them goes so very fast. Deco pink. Now you see how small my Christmas again. Luminance has a pencil called the at some point I'm gonna have to start using my Lyras again because I found them, and so I was really happy to find my Lyras. So I need more pencils. I needed my sharpener. You know, hands down, I love my Christmas. I wouldn't say they're my favorites, but as far as what I can do overall as an overall pencil, I would say they're my favorites. I would say maybe the Black Widows come in as number 2. Well, no, I would say the Holbeins come in as a number 2 pencil. Because the layout of the color is so good on them. And my number 3 pencil would be the Black Widow. Someone said to me, what pencils have you not liked over the years? Well, that's kind of a funny question to ask. What pencils do you not like? Now, this is the light peach. This kind of serves like as a blender pencil. No, someone asked me, why don't I like use a blender pencil? You know, for a long time, I didn't have blender pencils, so plus when I first started coloring, they were a little bit on the pricey side, so then I was learning how to layer and blend. And I watched a lot of videos on how to be a better colorist and things like that. So they all did different things. They color nicely on that. So. Non-photo blue. The other thing about Prismas is that they're wax-based. That's sometimes why they get a waxy bloom. So remember when you're coloring with Prisma straight and you're not building up layers with them, they might have some wax when you go to layer the straight color in it. And I do think there is a learning curve with your Prismas when you first get them because they're skinnier pencils. They're not like, remember, these are more like, even though there's 150, you can do so much if you're a light-handed colorist. Like when I started, I was a heavy-handed colorist, and I still am, but because I know that these pencils are more for a light-handed pencil person, you just got to be careful how you color them. This is Cat's Eye. That's a little too light in my opinion. I wanted something a little more brighter blue. Let's see if there. Let's see if we see it in the pastels. Yes. I see what I want in there. Porcelain blue. But you see how nice that porcelain blue looks? I actually think that porcelain blue looks really nice. I think what we're going to do is a dark blue here, and maybe I think a gold or dark blue here. But I'm going to add the glitter effects afterwards. So this is probably going to take up this whole pencil. I hope not, but if it does, it does. And don't have a duplicate of this one. You know, I've had a lot of different pencils over the years, so. Hi, Michelle. How are you? We're coloring from my Alice in Wonderland issue. From Eeva Nikunen. These are the color pastel. This one is the porcelain blue. We've used the, what have we used? The Hepshang pencils. These are the ones that are the Lost in Wonderland girl for her hair. The skin was done with color pastels, some Black Widows, and some Prismacolors. The skin tone was done. I'm good. I just wish I was working today, but since what I have to do, I can't do until the other girls ends because I got to work, you know, there are things to do at work. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to put all this in the large spades and gel pen. And glitter the gel pen when I'm done. So I'm going to use that last. So I'm going to do those last. This is going to be dark blue. This is probably going to be a dark blue glitter too. As you can tell, this is the colors. I have the little pencils out. the pastels ended up in with the where I keep when my nieces come over. Well, the Color in Heaven magazines have some beautiful stuff in them. I really enjoy the Color in Heaven stuff. Oh, don't you hate it when your phone is like constantly going beep, beep every time someone sends you a message? And sometimes you have to, and I have to look because sometimes there could be an important message from work or something. Yeah, right? It's like, and I got to tell everybody about, I was also reading a book series. I mentioned it in the beginning of the stream, but this is the second book in the house in Crescent City. The first one was House of Earth and Blood. I must tell you that book, the first book had the best, most craziest last 50 pages that I ever read in any book I've ever read, whether it be paranormal, urban fantasy, murder, suspense, romance. I mean, that book had the last 50 to 75 pages of the first book was crazy. So this is how thick the second book is, just to give you an idea how thick it is, Michelle. And this is how much I've read in like 3-4 days. The book club I'm in is going to be, we're going to read, they're going to be, oh God, I hate ads. I'm like, but this book is just like, it's like crazy good. A lot and lots of characters, but still really one of the best book series I've read in a really long time. Well, at least the first one. The second one is getting there. That book is just so good. I've read so much of that book. Michelle. I had YouTube. I let YouTube choose the book where the ads would be. But you see how nice the colors look on this book? They don't really look that bad, actually. I think the colors. These colors are like really good too. Yeah, my birthday's coming up, so I posted a link to my wish list. If anybody's interested in getting me anything. I'm very close to finishing that Mermaids Color by Number book. I haven't really made that much progress in any of the other books, but I would say I've made progress here and there in some of the books, but it's like not like as much. But one book at a time. And I'll probably get there bit by bit. That's when we have a whole year to finish the 10 books. Last year I was very lucky to finish 3 of my top 10, and then 2 were not in the top 10, but that just happened to be an anomaly. I look at it like this. That's the way you're going to set your goals. And to me, if I don't have goals, it's not really as good as me not having goals. Someone else asked me, what would I do with my Color and Pattern magazine if I finish one of them? You know, honest to God, if I finish any of the Color and Heaven magazines, I'd probably keep them because they are. Those I would keep. I wouldn't keep every hardcover. Most of them I will, but you know, every book is like I wouldn't keep my Demeter Victorias. You know, so most of the hardcovers I would keep, like my Marie, like almost all of them with a few exceptions. Someone asked me, what would I do if I finished Ticket to Dreams? And I'd keep that. But, you know, there's some books I'm not going to keep, and we know that. But I think it's an individual thing. What did you do with your Chinese books? Depends on the book, you know? Every book is different. Every book is... Like, I'd keep my Maria Trolle books. Someone asked me, am I getting the Star Fort books? And I'm like, not at this point, because I already have so many books as it is. But I don't really feel like... See, and you see the skin was a little bit more on the difficult side to do. What I think I want to do is a dark blue on this, and then put the rest in green. You know, some could say I could make this into a St. Patty's one too, you know, or when we think about it, it could be used, but you know, most of those are greens and oranges. Very rarely do you get some blue in there. And someone asked me, well, you seem to be getting a lot more PDF books. And I'll tell you, honest to God, I like the PDF books a lot because it saves me a lot of space in my shelves. But all that, you know, here's the advantage of a PDF book versus a print book. It doesn't take up space on your shelves, and you can print just what you need. So when you color like things like this, And this comes from the color set. It's called Porcelain Blue. I think the closest thing I have to this is one of my Holbeins has a color very similar to this, but it's not as muted. It's a little bit more bright. You know, most people who get into the Holbeins or the Holbein pastels really like them. To me, if I was a colorist and I was a beginning colorist, I didn't have a lot of money, I'd buy the Colors, the Black Widow skin tone sets, the Black Widow sets, and and a cheap set of pastel colors or skin tones, you know, just so you know you could have the colors you wanted. This color combination is coming out really nice. I like the really beautiful colors on it. It's just I guess we got to do some more sharpening of the pencil. I'm going to make the sash sparkling, but I'm going to make the other stuff glitter when we get around to that. Now, I was contemplating which picture to do because some pictures are harder than others. I almost did a Maria Trolley picture today. No problem. We all have to take the trash out. We all have to do these things. So now we've done the hood in all light blue. I love this light blue. This is a really good light blue. Crayola green. Now, some people should say that I should do this in black and red and, purple and do the traditional colors. But I'm like, sometimes you just want to do something different. And I might start writing little memos down on the pages that we do, like live stream when I live streamed. I know some people have started doing that with their books. They write little things and notes on that go live stream this. And then it's going to be a dark blue. When you do this green, absolutely shines. These are going to be glitters, so even though we did Hi, Robin. How are you? We've been coloring for about a good, what did we use? My new Finding the Lost Gold pencils, as they called on Amazon. The Hessian, and we did Black Widows, Prismas, and Colors. Prisma for the blue here, a Color pastel. Now we're using yeah, I know. We're using the Crayola green. Yeah, I put out some of the cheaper pencils. So we've been doing that, but I do have another thing to color if worse comes to worse. I have like 4 other things. Yeah, it's raining here, so. The thing about doing a stream is that it takes me so long to set up, And I enjoy coloring in the Coloring Heaven. Oh, Big Little Fire. I've only been reading this book for about 4 days. It took me about a week, I think a week and 2 days to finish the first book in the series. So the first book was House of Earth and Blood, which I loved. That last 75 pages of that book was tremendous. So you can tell how much I read in it. And I've only been reading this for about 4 days. So you can tell I'm almost halfway done. Yeah, the book club that I joined is reading the 3rd book. Our goal is to read the 3rd book by the book club. So I have to read the first 2 books. So, so it's like a challenge to read 3 books. The next one is going to be House of Ink and Blood by Danielle Jensen in the book club. I can tell you that I enjoyed that the last book, and one day last week I was I go, I'm on my way. I said to her because I missed the phone call because I got so into my book. It's a good book when you can get lost in the book and not worry about things. Today I got to sleep a little late. Oh, washing machine got fixed last week, so that's a good thing. So now we don't have to go to the community ones. Unless we're doing a really big load, but then, so that was a really good thing that it got fixed. So you can tell I did color it very nicely. I make the coffee in our house, so. I tell you, why is the Black Widow case so heavy? It's not even that many pencils. There's a lot of pencils. I will admit that. see. Someone asked me, would I do a background on this guy? And I go, no, I'm not doing a background on the picture because I think it stands out enough on its own. Hello, view. Wow, all of a sudden towards the end, I could pick up people. Black Widow Starry Night. Well, I'm going to show you. These are the original Black Widows, but this is what the new ones look like when you get, if you buy the new ones. See? These are the same pencils, right? But this is the original one, and this is what the new one looks like, so you guys get an idea. Yeah, I put some. I was starting to run all my pencils in my first. Yeah. Everybody hit that like button. Yes, that like button is so important. That helps us with the overview. Ooh, I may have made this a little too dark of a blue, but that's okay. The thing with the Black Widows is they're black wood, so when you sharpen them, they tend to have a little bit of a, they're kind of like the Prismas in that way. They tend to have a little bit of a waxy bloom. The at least in my first 3 sets of Black Widows. The other sets not so much, but the first 3 sets, which were the regular Black Widows, the Cobras. Oh, what was the other one? Scorpions. Those tend to have a I see 2. Well, I have 4 people in the stream right now, so that's a good thing, right? I don't think we need a, what do you call it? A background. I'm not doing a background because I think the blue and the greens will be enough. I haven't used this blue hole. I think they're purposely trying to do something. And I heard months ago that there was going to be some alternatives to YouTube streaming, but that never came to be from a few of the from other people saying that they were going to do other platforms. But I mean, that never happened. They don't always tell people when I go live, and I'm like, and some people say notify me when this person is, and sometimes I don't get the notification till after the stream is over. You know, and then I get like, So who messengered me? You know, the thing is, if something beeps, it could be my work, it could be the doctor's. And I just got the notice that I have a dentist cleaning, a notice for cleaning on March 20th. So. See, we still have this. We still have all these big ones, and then I have to do that one. So we'll probably do the glitters like this. Go around, like start here, start here, do this, and then do those. We'll go top, bottom. I'll show you what I was thinking about doing also. Now, you guys know I did this one for Valentine's. This one I did. This is a lana green one that I did because I think it was the beginning of the month I did that one. I was thinking of doing this one today. This is also another one that I have that's a whip in progress for lana green. The nice little flowers. I'm doing that one. So those are some whips that I'm doing. Those were some ideas. So the idea was Forest Kingdom. Now this is one that I've been working on for a while, but I haven't exactly finished it. So, but I was thinking because sometimes when I work in the Hana calls and books, that I was going to do these two, but then I decided not to. So that was something that was a possibility. So those are just some of the things I'm working on. And I did see Anastasia's new book. It's beautiful, but I'm like, I just don't have the funds and I don't have the room right now for it. So. So that is the blue there. I think this blue actually complements these two other blues. Should pick this blue for this blue, I think, but it's okay. Now we're going to gel pen land. Yes, now we're going to go into gel pen land. I just got to find where I put this blue one in. You don't know, it's really tough. So now we do our gels. Now we do the gel. Do you guys remember those Pentel draw pens? Those are the only thing that I would think are close enough to the, I did like the Pentel Sparkle Pops. Like, they're the only other gel pens I like besides the Color It. The only thing about the Pentel Sparkle Pops is once one is used, you got to get another one because they're not refillable, which is what Color It has over the other ones. This is called Glitter Spearmint. So, hi Danielle. We're doing Alice in Wonderland. We have used, according to my records, Prismas, Black Widows, Finding the Lost Girl pencils, Black Widows, Crayolas, some colors, pastels. And no, I did not get my Angels and Demons special, so I'm hoping maybe today I get it. No, it'd be funny if I get both in the mail on the same day, the two new issues. I'm not sure if we have a chest iron carrying this, but thank you. See, these are the Finding the Lost Girl pencils, but they're billed as something else on Amazon. Let me see if we have a chest iron in this. I'm not sure if we have a chest iron in here. We might actually. I know I have Cheshire in the other one. Yeah, I did. But I think that's a decision for her because, I think if you read her explanation as to why, you understand it. As you can see, I have someone out here. I'm working on this one. This was the very first one I ever did in the book, so this is one I'm working on. Another one that I'm working on. You notice my eyelash is blonde here. And when I see this, I think of Baby Yoda for some reason. I think of Google. So I don't see a Cheshire in it, but maybe there's a Cheshire. Like the King of Hearts, the bunny. Here's a Cheshire, I think, right? Hmm. I have two diamond paintings, but not like one is still in storage in a box, so I eventually have to get that out. Maybe eventually I will. Eventually, what I want to do is finish enough coloring books that I can create a diamond painting shelf. I'm trying not to buy any books. There are a couple of books that I'm like, the new Johanna Basford book I want that one. I also put up my Amazon wish list on the top of the thing. It's pinned, so no matter what, we can. Anybody wants to buy me anything for my birthday? My birthday's coming up. It's March 13th. So if anybody wants to buy me anything, they're more than free to do it. So I put down my coloring book wish list down there for you guys. So see, but the only problem with this is that when I you see the gray. So the other thing that I don't like about the Color in Heaven magazines recently, and this is after issue 100, I noticed that the paper quality has gone down somewhat. Like I used to do a lot of marker work on it, but now I'm doing a lot more pencil work on some of my like everything from issue 100 and on seems to be of a lesser paper quality. I mean, this is what I say. If you guys go down in the paper quality, I think it's all one big act. You know that Rock and Roman, right? Here's the way that I would book it for WrestleMania, and here's the way I think it's going to go, Danielle. Now we're going to talk about wrestling because this is what Danielle wants to talk about. Now I think it's all one big elaborate hoax by The Rock to get his cousin to face him, right at SummerSlam. So what happens is I think Rock will lose the title. The way that Roman loses the title night two because it's going to be Cody versus Roman night two of WrestleMania. So what I think is going to happen is they're going to have a big tag match with Seth and Roman night one. I mean Seth and Cody versus Roman and The Rock. Because here's the other thing they're setting up now. It's going to be Jay versus his brother Jimmy. And somehow I think his wife, Naomi, gets involved in this. Because Naomi just came back to the company too. So what I think is going to happen is on night 2, Rock is going to cost his cousin the WWE title. Hey, the stranger things happen. Calling us a bunch of Cody crybabies. So, and then something happens in the match with Roman and Cody where The Rock interferes, thinks he's helping his cousin, and cost Roman the title. And then this will be a bone of contention between The Rock and his cousin Roman. And then that'll build up to a SummerSlam match. And right now, after what happened on Monday Night Raw, I think it's Jimmy and Jay. They teased a little bit about that. They kind of teased it. It was hot, then it was cold. So now I think they're teasing it. And I also think Gunther's going to lose his Intercontinental title at SummerSlam, at WrestleMania against Gunther. So I think basically that's the way it's going to work if we're to do it. But I don't like the reference to chicken nuggets that he did on the Pat McAfee. So, I'm sorry, but I believe Gunther's one of the few guys who should have been going after a main title. Not stuck in the IC title, but like the first 100, 200 days of his reign was okay because it gets him established. I think he's one of the best wrestlers. I've loved him ever since I saw him in Progress Wrestling. Now, if you guys never seen Progress Wrestling, go back and watch some of the tapes. Some of the best matches are there. There's 2 like wrestling promotions that I wish I would have could see, which is Ring of Honor, because Ring of Honor looks so funny, and I see a lot of their talent. They use a lot of. I've always loved Gunther's work, even when he was Walter in NXT, and before that, in Progress. He even did some work in Evolve too, which was really good. So you get a chance to see his work. There are a lot of talented guys and girls who did so many talented workers. I don't think they've used Shotzi to her full capability. Yeah, but when I watched that Royal Rumble with all those women's matches, people said, "Oh, Sasha's going to be there. Sasha's going to be there. Just wait." And I'm like, no. I looked at it, and honest to God, I don't see. I think Sasha is very talented in her own right, or Mercedes Moné, as she is now known. I don't think WWE really needs Sasha, and I'm kind of glad that Charlotte is off TV for a while. I don't want her to be injured or anything, but I think it gives some other women to tell some better stories. And I feel like some women don't get enough attention. Like one woman who doesn't get enough attention in the WWE is Bayley. I think Bayley's very good too. And I think she gets kind of buried with the 4 horsewomen of WWE. Now, the 4 horsewomen originally in WWE were Charlotte, Becky, Bayley, and Sasha. I really think Bayley is so very good, and I don't think when she was in NXT, she was very good in NXT. Same thing with Asuka, Io, and Kari, but they came up to the main roster, and I feel like in Vince's era, they were kind of wasted a little bit. I think like some of the Japanese wrestlers also are done dirty. I mean, they're like some of the most talented people. And one woman who I don't think will ever be a main roster champion, and I hate to say it, but I think she's awesome in her own right, is Shayna. Like, I don't think Shayna will ever be a champion. I mean, yeah, she was NXT Women's Champion, but I don't think she'll ever be a main roster champion. Same thing with Nia. I don't think she'll ever be a main roster champion. I mean, Triple H in the second one with Nia has done so much better. They've made her so much better this one than she was in her first one. But you see how much ink goes into a Colorit gel pen? These Colorit gel pens are so good. Here's the thing. I have to wake up super. If I had to watch Elimination Chamber, I'm just gonna watch it whenever I get up that day, because I'm not waking up at like this time in the morning. I'll just watch the replay because it's just. I don't think Nia's winning. To tell you the truth, at Elimination Chamber. No, I think Judgment Day has been overexposed too. Is this color? Glitter Glacier. Thank you. I would like to see. Oh, that it's hard for me to know who to root for. Thank you, Alabama View. I don't know who I want to win because they're all very deserving. In one way, I would like Liv to win, but I don't think. Here's the thing about Liv. I don't think she can beat Rhea. Yeah, they keep giving us a whole revenge storyline on her. I'm kind of tired of seeing Becky in the main event. I'm also tired of seeing Bianca in the main event. If that makes sense. There are certain people who are like constantly getting that attention. I wouldn't mind Raquel coming out of nowhere and just came back, but because she just came back, I don't think she's going to win it. I mean, what's the better story here? It's kind of hard for me to pick who I like in that elimination chamber because I think Becky and Bianca are probably the most likely outcomes. But here's the thing: I think Becky's had enough time at the spotlight. So has Bianca. So who does that leave, really? That leaves Raquel, Liv. I wouldn't mind seeing Raquel in the main event because it'd be somebody new, somebody different in the main event. Does that make sense? I'd like to see new faces get opportunities. But I think in all honesty, they're gonna probably give it either to Becky or Bianca. But I'm pretty sick of seeing Bianca and Becky all the time in the matches. In my mind, I think they're gonna give the win to Raquel or Becky. I mean, how many are in that match? And they'll never give it to Shayna, even though I think Shayna is very deserving. So who are they? We got Becky, Bianca, Liv, Raquel. I forget who the other two are. The other two, Shayna. No, Rhea is the champion, and Nia is facing her at elimination. So Rhea and Nia are not in it, right? So who is in the elimination chamber match? I forget. Remember, they're doing a match. So, oh yeah, it's Tiffany and Naomi. Tiffany and Naomi. I can't stand Tiffany Stratton. But you know what? In all fairness to the women playing her, the gimmick, I will give Tiffany Stratton her due. She is a very good wrestler. She's very good at her character. You're not supposed to like her character. I will give you that. She does a really good job at being annoying. I wouldn't mind it if they give the win to Naomi to win Elimination Chamber. But I'm kind of tired of seeing Becky and Bianca always. I mean, it's a good 6-woman field. Who would you like to see win it? I would not be against them giving it to Raquel and Naomi. The Elimination Chamber. But I would either like it to be Raquel or Naomi to win it, to tell you the truth. Well, here's why I would like it to be Raquel or Naomi, so we can have some new people challenge for a top position at the company. Tiffany annoys me, but they're probably going to give it to who was it? They're probably going to either give it to Becky or Bianca, because that's who they like to give it to. They like it to give it to the people who always get the matches. I know we're not supposed. You're just supposed to swallow what they give you and say, "Oh." So we have finished this picture. Hello, Courtney. You came in right at the very end. We've been screaming for about an hour and a half. So we used colored gel pens, Prismas, color pastels, Crayolas. Yes, we did use some Crayolas. So we use Prismas, Black Widows, color pastels, Crayolas, colored gel pens. So this is what we have done. So as you can see, this is one of my older issues. This is, what issue is this number? This is issue, what is this, 92, I think? Yeah, this is issue 92, and this is by Eeva Nikunen. So you can find, I'm not even sure if this book is in print or not. I don't, it might be still in print if you can order it through the thing. I really like this way it came out. So I want to say thank you to everybody who came, and everybody have a good the rest of your day. I hope you all stay well, stay safe. Happy coloring, everybody. Bye.